London and Australian-listed Aura Energy is fast developing its vanadium project now in Sweden. It's recently announced that a study of the area it's been analysing suggests a 90 million tonne high-grade vanadium zone. Add to this the uranium project it's been focusing in on, where its recent news has included an upgrade of its resource there in Mauritania. Peter Reeve is Executive Chairman and Chief Executive, and he joins us now. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you.
When we last spoke, you were really running hard on the uranium business. Now you've got almost two legs here that you're running on. Explain what's going on.
Yeah, look, Terrace, we're still moving forward on the DFS, hopefully finish somewhere near the end of 2018. Potentially in production 2019-20, but with the changes that have been going on in Sweden, we found a great high-grade zone of vanadium which is within 20 metres of the surface and not deeper than 100 metres, and that could last for 15 to 20 years and produce 5% of the world's vanadium supply. So all of a sudden, you're correct the way you describe it. We've got two parallel development projects. Terrace much closer to cash flow than the vanadium project, but with the battery metals around the world getting all the attention, it's very, very handy to have that in our kit bag as well.
Well, let's focus in on that now,
yes.
the Hagen project in Sweden, because as you said, it's a high-profile metal, isn't it? Battery metals, much talked about at the moment. You're developing this very, very fast at such a speed now, but you've had it on the books, I think, some time, haven't you?
We have had it on the books for 10 years, more as a uranium deposit, but with the way uranium's gone and the way battery metals have gone, these things change shape before our very eyes. So we found that the vanadium aspects of the ore body, especially when we recut the resource, were that there was this high-grade zone. Now it was a large project as a uranium project, now it's a much smaller project as a vanadium project.
So what do you need to do now to bring along the vanadium side of the business?
Right this moment we've recut the resource and we've got a great definition of what that is. We're doing a little bit more drilling, we're also going to do some metallurgical test work, and we're going to do an update of the scoping study for around about September 2018. A lot of work's been done on this deposit, so as a vanadium play we're a lot more advanced than all the other exploration and development players, simply because of all the drilling and test work we've done over the time. So yeah, that's the focus, some small technical work. Moving into October, looking at doing a spin out on the London market to give this thing some real value and give some benefit back to Aura as well. What
sort of spin out are you talking about in terms of proportions?
Okay, the asset is 100% owned at the moment by Aura. We'd like to sell 20 to 30% to the investment market. In doing that, Aura will retain a level of control to make sure the development moves along well, and we don't want to sell the deposit out without the value being accrued. Maybe over the next 5 years we'll let our interest go progressively through that period. But if we can get a new set of shareholders who are focused on vanadium and that way be able to fund a management team awake in Swedish daylight hours and understand in Sweden very well, you know, we can really supercharge the effort to get this project developed.
Is this all going to be part of a way to pay for the business as well?
Somewhat, yeah. The money that we do raise will go directly back into technical work to get the project up and going. That's a part of the idea.
Yeah, outside of that, what are the costs involved in bringing on the vanadium business?
It's really too early to say. We've just commissioned in the last few weeks the technical work to do the capital and operating estimates, but I think it'll be actually more so cheaper than the project we were talking about for uranium. But yeah, I'll wait until we have those numbers hard and fast before I say them. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about Terrace now, the uranium business in Mauritania. When we last spoke, you were hoping for the DFS to get going by about now, and I think completed by the end of the year. You still on?
Yeah, we've always given ourselves a moderate window for how quickly we finish that DFS. The key part about that was getting the resource upgrade completed for the measured and indicated resource categories, and we've had that done. We expected £7 million. We got 17, so we sort of far exceeded our expectation on that. A little bit more metallurgical test work, the engineering and some water drilling, and we should have that finished. Now, what's positive about Terrace is that for the first time in some years we're getting some sparks of interest in the uranium price. So we've seen that kick up 10 or 15% in the last few weeks. Hopefully we can move on with that, and that'll be a nice environment to bring a new uranium project in.
Of course, one of the reasons we've seen some interest in your stock has been because of the uranium price.
Yes.
Just a quick comment on where the stock is at the moment, with specific regard to investor return.
Yeah, look, the stock is hovering around the 2.1 to 2.2 Australian cents. That's about 1.2 to 1.3p, I gather. There has been a lot of activity in Australia on the stock, a lot of volume. Our average volume for the last 60 days has been 15 million shares per day. So I always find that the activity that comes through large volume shows the interest, and the share price generally moves after that. But it's probably reasonably similar to when we met last time.
So what's now between now and the end of the year? You spoke about the DFS in Mauritania, obviously moving very fast in Sweden.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity in this next 6 months. The DFS and all the activities to get that project completed, including some of that technical work, but then also progress on the Hagen technical work and the vanadium IPO, I think gives probably 6 or 7 key pieces of news flow over that 6-month period.
Okay, we'll look for more fun from the company. In the meantime, thanks indeed for joining us. Peter Reeve is Executive Chairman and Chief Executive of Aura Energy. Subscribe to IG for educational content, company insight, financial analysis and expert commentary.